Wrestling, and today I'm here. I'm joined by DoomFly.
Hi.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Really good. Bar wrestling was today, and it was awesome.
Bar wrestling's amazing.
I'm always happy. Yeah.
And that was really fun.
I had a great time.
Yeah, I had an awesome time.
We lost, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You had a badass tag team partner, though.
Yeah, Nurse Ratchet.
Yeah, Nurse
Yeah,
Ratchet's
but-
awesome. I would like to call her the wild card.
The wild card.
Definitely a wild card.
You
Yeah.
bring her out, though. You had to, like, pull her out.
Yeah, she was still in her body bag, so we
Yeah.
had to make sure she came to the ring.
Yeah, definitely.
So my first match is, what was it like going against each other?
Oh shoot!
In our first match?
Our first match.
Well, like, I didn't really know too much about her. I've seen, like, matches of her. I don't know, like, it was, like, the second
nice.
intergender match I've ever had.
Be nice.
It was the second intergender match I've ever had, and it was by far my favorite intergender match. I've had, like, dozens of other after that, but it was my favorite just because, like, I wanted to challenge myself, and then, like, I saw her matches and I wanted to challenge her too, and it became, like, something special, you know. It was like, and then it's still to this day probably, like, my top 5 favorite matches of all time.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah, it is.
Are you lying?
It is.
Are you lying?
No, I know.
No. He definitely he pushed me to a point where I've never been before. So that match means a lot to me because it was definitely where how I wrestle today now. I think that was a landmark, was wrestling Eli and just how he pushed me, and now my style of wrestling has changed because of him. So
Oh, thank you.
I
I'm
mean
sorry.
it. I mean that. It's true.
You guys are a good pair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, you both mesh well when you tag team.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I
thank
love
you,
tagging
thank
with him. It definitely,
Yes.
like I said, he has taught me so much. I do things now that I never thought I could do, and the way that we wrestle now is just something I never thought I would ever experience. So I'm very lucky.
Well, thank you. I feel so special.
I mean it.
So what has been your favorite match to wrestle as a tag team?
Shoot.
As a tag team,
I mean, we haven't even been tagging for
a year
a
yet.
year yet, so it's been
Yeah.
really cool just that the opportunities we have received as a tag team.
Yeah. We first started tagging like February. It wasn't like. It was kind of just like almost like a joke, you
Yeah.
know? Like we were just like, yeah,
We
DoomFly,
should
whatever.
tag.
And then Joey Ryan actually booked us against Janelle P. Yeah, and that was the start. And then we kind of just like took it off from there. But it's been just an awesome ride since
I
then.
would say Brian Cage. I know that was a handicap match. Does that count?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that was, for me personally, that was one of my favorite matches as a tag team.
My favorite match was the first match we ever had.
Janelle P?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because of all the craziness.
That's true.
And I felt like we kind of brought a different aura to the show that night, you know, and something that basic wrestling fans never really get to see. And you know, we did a lot of very unsafe things, and I almost broke my neck actually in that match,
That
you
is
know.
true.
And the fact that I survived and I'm still wrestling right now, you know, I'm just very grateful. And to me, when I think of my favorite match as of us as a tag team, it's that, you know, just because, you know, it has a little special place in my heart, you know.
Speaking of the Janelle P match, that was one of my favorites when I first saw you guys.
Hey.
Because I had never seen you two, actually. I saw you individually, and I watched you on TV. I kind of saw you on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So I remember, my dad always talking about you, oh, Eli Everfly, he's going to be a big name one day. And I was always like,
Okay.
yeah. And then so when I
that.
saw you, my dad's like, did you get to see Eli Everfly wrestle live? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, how was it? I was like, cool. He has a cool tag team partner. And he was like, nah, Eli's going to be the...
Oh, God.
I'm like, both of them are great. Both of them are great.
Props to your dad. We like your dad.
Yeah, we like your dad. I like your dad now. I don't even know him, but I love him.
You're like, screw you. Your dad's the one we're dad. Where's your dad?
Yeah, dad points.
That's awesome.
Definitely, yeah.
Speaking of tag matches, you had one against Melissa and Brian Cage. What was that like?
just Brian is one of the best wrestlers in the entire world. I got to work with him at Lucha Underground, you know, and just the matches I've had, like I felt like Brian was one of my favorite opponents, and getting Delilah into the mix and everything, it just and also Melissa, and Melissa was so new, but it was also a challenge for us.
Yeah.
And she has so much potential, and she's so athletic, and she's just an awesome person to be around, you know. I felt like the chemistry in the match was there, and the fact that we're all great performers just in general, not just, you know, just as wrestlers, but just as entertainers. Like, it just, you know, it made that match so fun, and it was so good, and it's definitely one of my favorite matches in my career. Like, a lot of the bar wrestling matches are like my favorite matches.
Bar wrestling is one of our favorite places to work, but working with Melissa and Brian was awesome. Like, we worked with Brian the month before in a handicap match, and that was a challenge to begin with, because he is like 5 of us.
Yeah, definitely.
But we came out successful, so when they brought Melissa in the mix, we're like, we got this. But she held her own in the ring. She kicked ass.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was very cool to be part of that match and to be one of her like first.
Yeah. It was actually her second match ever.
Okay.
So yeah, it was. You know, it's a little like marquee in our legacy as a tag team.
It's cool. So props off to Melissa.
It's weird because bar doesn't really do like continuous matches, right? So when Melissa was like, "Fuck you guys, if you think you're gonna beat my man, I'm gonna take you two on," and then I was like, "Oh, are they actually gonna do it?" And then you guys were the main event, and I like kind of cried. I was like, "They're the main event."
That's awesome.
Sometimes we forget to think about things like that, but that's really awesome.
Like, I saw it, and then I was like, "Wait, where's DoomFly?" And then I was like, "Oh shit,
we got to be main event."
It was so cool. I was so excited.
That's really cool. And sometimes you know you forget to stop and smell the roses, but things like that. That's really cool to think about,
And you both had like that like grudge match type thing. So like he was like making like kicking her and then like looking at Cage and like flipping him off. It was like really cool.
I did that.
That was you.
I did that. Yeah.
That was you.
It was a good match.
Well, thank you. That was really fun.
So what do you guys love most about being a high flying tag team?
I don't know. You want to go?
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, my wrestling style has changed since we've started. Well, since we met and tagged, and since I've been training with him, he's brought a lot of me out of my shell and have shown me my potential. Like, I would never be doing these. I'm kind of like a scaredy cat, and you know, I have him in my corner, egging me on, saying, "Hey, you can do this. You can." So to be a part of a tag team with him, where I can do, you know, not as crazy things that. You know, I'm not as talented that way as you, but it's been really awesome just to see myself grow because of him.
Yeah, like I guess my favorite thing, just as being a high-flying tag team in general, is just doing it with her, you know? Because I've been in a lot of tag teams before, and it's always been a yin and yang type of thing where like my tag team partner is huge, or like I have a smaller person but they're not as experienced, you know? And the fact that I get to do it with my fiance, and we kind of do like the same style, and she's capable of a lot of things that I'm capable of too, and we could marry each other, and we could like, you know, just be, I don't know, just the vision that I've had, I feel like it's manifested, if that's the perfect word to say, you know, and I'm really happy about it, and I just, you know, like, Delilah's the best tag team partner I've ever had in my entire life, and it just, I love tag team wrestling, and I love watching it, and I love doing it, and I never thought I would, because I thought I was always a singles type of person, but like, tagging with Delilah has changed my whole perspective on wrestling, and I love tagging. Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
dude.
you, I love you.
I love you. Since you are a couple, does it ever get hard traveling and being away from each other?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, like, we live together and we do everything together. Like, literally.
He's my best friend.
And like, we literally do everything together. So, some weekends when we're away from each other, it is really hard, and because we're so used to being around each other all the time.
We're babies.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you've been away for a whole day.
So when we get a weekend like this and we're in bar wrestling, you know, and we get to tag with each other, or we get to spend the whole weekend with each other, it's not rare, but it's
nice.
Yeah, it is. It is nice. I would say half of the time she's away or I'm away, and then like the other half we're together. But recently, like we've been, on the same show. So like next month we're gonna be tagging.
This whole month.
Oh no.
It's November.
Yeah.
This whole month we're on all the shows.
Yeah. We're gonna be in Texas. We're gonna be in Maine.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in.
And Connecticut. I
always say Cincinnati.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's hard to travel and be away from each other.
Yeah.
It is.
That's why we're trying to tag more.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's a tag team.
Yeah.
So this question is actually for you. What was it like training at the Funaki Dojo in Texas?
Oh wow, Funaki is my favorite person. Almost my favorite person to ever exist in this entire world. He's amazing. It was awesome. He was a great trainer. I miss him dearly. I get to see him this month, but I learned a lot of my basics. He gave me a good, fundamental base to start with. But he's awesome, and he's the most patient man you'll ever meet. And that's coming from me. I learn really weird. He knows this. Funaki's so patient, and I miss him. I miss Funaki. I do.
What was it like for you training at the Santino Bros?
It was very challenging, and it was very rough. But it's the best school in the entire world, I believe. And I think just the talent that comes out of it, and it's very hard. I had a very rough training, but regardless, I think I made it through, and now just how my life is, I think if I had to do it over again, I would do it all over again. But it was really rough. Yeah. Yeah.
What was it like being Rise champion?
I had to relinquish that title. It was. I don't know. It was very exciting. I never expected to be the champion of Rise, and the fact that they gave me that honor and that responsibility, it made me feel very proud to be a female wrestler and to represent a company, especially because I was there from the very beginning, and I worked my way through Rise, working hard. I got to Shimmer from Rise, so it meant a lot to hold that championship. And it was very sad to have to give it up because I broke my ankle. But Rise is amazing, and now Mercedes is their champion right now, and I plan on getting that championship back, which means I know I have to go through a couple challenges to make it back up there. But Rise has always given me that platform.
It was great when I got to go to Rise because I saw you as a champion. So I remember seeing it, I was like, oh good, I'm glad she retained it. I
retained it, I did, and then I broke my ankle, so, sometimes life happens, but no, it was awesome, and Rise has been fundamental for my growing experience, and they have got me, they helped me get to where I am now, so I'm very appreciative of Rise.
For you, what was it like debuting at PWG?
Man, I always told myself, I always, I guess during training, PWG has been a place that I've always wanted to work. It's kind of hard to explain how I feel about it, since it's been such a big place around here, especially in Southern California, and PWG has been just a platform for wrestlers who have gone to the next level, and I always told myself if I wrestled for them that I know I was one of the best wrestlers in the entire world, and I got to wrestle for them, and it was a dream come true, it was I can't even really explain it, because it was so awesome. I always told myself even if I get to wrestle for PWG, I'm gonna retire, because I think I retire happy. And now that I've done it, I definitely don't want to retire, at all. I have a lot.
You don't want to lose you yet.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. But I do feel really happy about it, and I feel satisfied that I got to do it. and it's just a very good feeling because it was one of my dreams to do it. You know, I've never been the type of person where I was like, I want to get signed or I want to do this or I want to. But I always told myself, as long as I'm in PWG, I think I'm gonna be satisfied, and I did that, and I feel great about it. Yeah.
I heard that match was really amazing. I sadly wasn't there, but
yeah, it was a very fun match.
I had fun watching it. I got to watch it on our TV, but it was still very good. It was great.
Individually, what has been your favorite match to wrestle?
Shoot. Individually.
Yes.
Like a match stipulation or just
no,
a match?
like who have you loved to go against without Delilah or without Eli?
Oh no. Well, what if the match involved him? Because my match with Brian Cage is probably one of my favorites.
I'll make an exception.
Alone. Okay, let me give me a second. Oh shoot. Guys, this is hard.
Should we start playing like the Jeopardy music?
Maybe. You go first if you know.
Yeah,
you know your answer, because I have a lot of matches that I loved. Oh shoot.
I've wrestled a lot of matches, but I think when my perspective in wrestling changed is when I wrestled my friend Jarrell Diaz. He's not a really well-known person, but he's been wrestling since he was like 13 years old. And he's been doing it for a very long time. So he has, he has the intelligence. And when I first started, I didn't really know what I was supposed to do or how I was supposed to wrestle. And wrestling him, I got to experience something that I didn't experience wrestling and everybody else, and I kind of just got it. I knew how I was supposed to wrestle, and I knew something clicked in my head when I wrestled my friend, and ever since then, he's always been my favorite match, and we've always had great matches, and we've had matches near Mexico where people threw the money in the ring and everything, yeah, so he's definitely been my favorite opponent to date, and I love wrestling him. I hope he has a lot of injuries from concussion, so he doesn't wrestle anymore, but if I could ever get one more match with that guy, I definitely would kill it, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, my turn. Oh my gosh, I would say probably my first street fight ever against Angelus Lane. It was San Dimas High School football rules match, and I would say that definitely I was probably 2 years in, and we were just ending a feud, and that definitely changed the way I wrestled a little bit. I've never done like a
match where Gregory Sharp was like, "Hey, I was there."
Okay. Yeah. So it was like our blow off match, and it was the first, like I said, the first hardcore or street fight that I've ever been in, and we did some crazy stuff that I was still kind of new, and I was like, I've never done this before, and it kind of started changing and evolving my character and who I am now. I mean, I would say my match against Eli, but you said no match, separately. But I mean, once again, though, my match with Eli definitely has shaped the wrestler I am today, and a lot of I would never have I've never had a match like I had with him. And it definitely changed my mind and the way I do things and my character and everything, and it just evolved me. And so I know now we're together, but I would definitely have to say, and I know I'm biased, but that was definitely probably my favorite match to date so far. Yeah.
I've seen you both grow so much. I've watched you both grow and how you've evolved as a tag team, even at bar wrestling. You both are way more in sync. You both give each other that look, and you just know what move's coming up next, and you can really see it's the little things. You guys have grown a lot.
Thank you. We've been training hard, and we want to be the best. So we train like the best.
I told you guys before, the world's cutest tag team used to be one of my favorite tag teams, and you guys kind of replaced them.
Don't tell Joey that.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't see this.
Book us on bar wrestling still.
So what's a title you would want to win as a tag team or as singles competitors?
What does that even mean?
Well, as a tag team or as a single, which title would you feel accomplished winning? Oh shoot. Does PWG have titles? Because that's where I'm at.
To me, I feel a different accomplishment, whether it's singles or tag. I feel like in wrestling, no matter what, you're gonna be put in a singles. Like, look at The Rock, man. Like, he was put with Mankind, and it wasn't even like he was an actual tag team with him.
Yeah.
You know, it just like they somehow made it work. You know, and they won tag titles. And I think like regardless if you ask The Rock, like, yeah, you know, you won the title at WrestleMania and it's this and that. You know, just like I think The Rock would say, yeah, but I appreciate my tag team with Mankind. You know, but I mean, specifically, I don't think that you know, a singles or tag is, you know, over, you know, one or the other. I don't know. I feel like they're two separate things, and regardless if I win a tag title, I would feel something different as if I won a singles title. Like, yeah, if I won a singles title, it was just me and I fucking did it myself, you know. I'm sorry I cussed. I don't know if I can cuss on there. Alright, I fucking did it. Bleep. I fucking did it myself. Bleep. I did it, like, it's like I did it myself and I worked hard for it myself and I did everything myself, but also if I have done it with my significant other, I feel like it's a totally whole different dynamic, you know, and I don't think it's one is better than the other. I just feel like it's different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, as a singles competitor, like if I were to win like the harder shimmer title, I think that would be kind of something top of my list. But if we were able to accomplish and just win titles as a tag team, I don't matter like what the name of the title was, but if we were a tag team, we won titles together, I think no matter where it was, you know, it would mean a lot to me just to have a title and hold it with you, with my other half and my tag team.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because like when I see you guys, you're such a badass woman, and you're like such a badass guy. Like, you guys high fly together, you kick butt. I could see you guys really winning the PWG tag.
Like, that would be cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
I mean,
you'd be the second female to win.
That's why that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think you guys could do it. I could see it. And
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Right?
Yeah, that's all we can hope for, right? Hopefully.
And finally, what word of advice do you have for anyone who wants to be a wrestler or in a tag team?
As a wrestler in general, ears open, mouth shut, always.
Yeah.
That's my top advice.
My top advice is get fucking tough, you know, because wrestlers are freaking tough, regardless. And if you're not tough, then maybe this isn't for you.